Hi viewers, welcome back to the Multimagix channel. Myself is Funny.
Yeah, myself is Sukesh.
Hey Rushi, how are you?
I'm good, funny, thank you. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great so far. I think our viewers and subscribers are increasing for the channel. It looks like we are doing a good job.
Yes, yes,
And but on that note, we also want to
yes,
retrospect ourselves what we have done for the last
yes,
1.5 month and what is our progress. So it will be a good kind of self analysis of ourselves where we are progressing, and is also for the viewers and subscribers will get an idea like what we have done, amazing things we have done over the last month. So
yes,
viewers, if you
yes,
remember, we did one retrospect last video. So we will draw the comparisons from that retro to this retro, what we have done. So it will be a good thing. And in that process, we will be showing you the system architectures, our plans, and the challenges we faced. Right, Rishi?
yes. True. That's fun. That's too funny.
Yeah. So on that note, let's jump into this week's content. Yeah. Okay. So let's move ahead. Yeah. Yeah, Rishi, you can talk on the agenda on the first point.
Yeah, coming to agenda, we'll discuss about the front end progress,
Mm-hmm.
and in this front end, we try to integrate our plugin that is called as React Native Library, and we'll discuss the architecture of that, and we'll also discuss the challenges related which I faced. Okay, and Funny will go through the backend process, the architecture, and the challenges he faced, and finally we'll discuss all the overall status and the current features what we have and the upcoming changes, and also
The overall challenges
the
we faced.
overall challenges we faced. Yes,
Yeah, I think this will be a very
starting
good.
with this.
Yeah, yeah, I remember this, Rishi. What is this? Android
Yes,
version V1. Okay.
this, yes, this is the first app which we made.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, viewers, if you remember, I mean, this version is not in. It's into the Play Store for a couple
Yes,
of.
it is in the place. It
It
is
is
in
in
the
the
place.
Play Store right now. And
Yes,
then I mean, one version of the is in the Play Store. Yeah, it is just
yes,
we are in the beginning stage, and then we don't know about these React things, React Native plugin things.
yes,
All we
yes,
are trying to achieve is put some UI and show what is there. Yeah, that's
yes,
good actually. That's good. Okay, so you
yes.
said,
This is the version one of our Android app.
mm-hmm.
There'll be a simple button, and using
Okay,
that, we'll convert the MP4 to MP3 file.
okay,
And
okay.
later, I kept a video on version two
Right, right. This is where we have updated our UI. Yes, yes, yeah.
in such
So,
a way that user can put some options and send
yeah,
it to the backend.
yeah. I think the from the backend point of view also, I think here we went to two-way modular approach, and in the first
Yes,
version, it is just a simple monolithic architecture.
yes,
It's like single
exactly,
file. Yeah, I
exactly.
remember that. Yeah, so we will tell discuss that too.
And coming to version 3, which is
Mm-hmm.
now.
Correct,
So
correct.
we included many screens, but I included only some screens which are necessary to show the main conversion pattern.
Yes, correct.
So that is where this is. And I also kept a video related to this front end, which
Yeah,
which we made.
yes.
And I will also put the video link in the description, so you guys can go and watch there, where I'll talk a bit more
Mm-hmm.
about this UI in depth.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a very good transition, Rishi, from version
Yes.
1 version to version 3. And
Yes.
also to bring these changes in the UI,
Hmm.
a lot of front-end concepts also been brought into the picture. I think
Exactly.
Rishi has
Exactly.
gone through a lot of concepts regarding in the process. So we will see how we transition to that level. Yeah,
Yes.
on that note, we will, yeah,
And these are some of screens.
yeah, okay, we can move on. Yeah.
Coming to this initial system architecture of
Ye-
Multimagix project.
Yeah, okay.
So let us go into that. Okay.
Should.
So coming to this Multimagix front end.
Yeah.
So initially our architecture is like this. We have a React Native library,
So
which
initially,
is
I think it is a plugin, right? A Multimagix React
yes,
Native plugin. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
That is also called as React Native library. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So inside that we have a separate folder for
Mm-hmm.
application like
Mm-hmm.
Multimagix front end,
Mm-hmm.
and through Multimagix front end
Mm-hmm.
we'll first communicate with JavaScript API.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then through JavaScript API, we'll talk to the native modules like Android and iOS.
Mm-hmm.
Clean. So
Yeah.
inside that Android like platform, what what I mean, what is necessary for us is we have to implement our backend code in C++, right?
Correct. Correct.
So that is why we added an extra layer that in Android, that is Java or JNI.
Okay. Got it, Rishi.
And coming to iOS, we have Objective C++ wrappers, which we haven't yet started, but we will start it very soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And as you know, the backend layer is the CPP. But to
Yeah, I
explain
think
it,
I think the overall it looks like it is a more of a monolithic kind of architecture
exactly,
initially. So
exactly,
all the things are in one place. So that it
yes,
is called
yes,
a React Native plugin or React Native library. So
yes.
inside that application layer code is there, and
Platform
and
code
a
is there,
platform layer code is there,
and the
and
backend
also
is
the
also
backend code
inside
is
the
also
same
inside
folder.
the same. So
Yes,
it looks like yeah, monolithic, but yeah,
yes.
this is how.
So it is
Yeah,
something like everything is packed under the same folder.
yeah, yes, agree,
So yes,
agree.
while building this, like at the initial stages, we don't have much knowledge about what is React Native and all.
Correct, correct. So this
So
since
that is why we went in this format.
yeah, this is just a starting point. So that's the
Exactly.
reason we just started with this small monolithic architecture, and from there, based upon our learning, we try to be as mm, like as I mean as independent modules as possible.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
we are in that process. Yeah.
Yes. And the challenges coming. Oh yeah,
Uh,
coming to backend part where
yeah,
you.
Yeah, for the backend thing, actually, as you know, see, initially we have only two-way modular approach. So basically, this is the as Rishi mentioned, if all the API request will come to the backend, and this is the
Yes.
media suite. All the parameters will come from UA or from console, and those
Yes.
parameters we will be sending it to a translator. So those
Yes.
translator will translate those command line into the arguments understandable by the processing block.
Yes.
So for example, if you send input file type as 1, so here it will convert as conversion is needed. And if you send some input file, it will map, some mapping will be there inside. So those kind of translations will be done. And then finally, those arguments will be sending into the processing block for processing the frames. So basically for MP4 to MP3, we do demuxing and we do transport that audio stream from one format to other format, and finally we write that complete samples into a container.
Okay. So
Mhm.
basically, what you are trying to say is the params which are coming from the UI or the console
Mm-hmm.
will go to the media suite class first.
Correct. Yes,
From
Rishi.
there, it will go to the translator, which is something similar to compiler, right?
Mm, yeah, no, kind
Okay.
of yes, but
Yes.
it's more like translating from one version to the other. Yeah, kind of
Another
compiler, right? Yes,
kind of compiler.
like understandable kind of machine instructions. This is also kind of
Yes.
instructions understandable by the media suite. Correct,
Yes. Exactly.
correct, correct,
So
correct.
it come back to media suite again, and
Mm-hmm.
it will go to the processing block for frames.
Correct, correct, Rishi.
Okay. Like, could you please explain like what does this processing block for frames does in a very short way?
I think yeah we have yeah Rishi, yeah, I think we have explained these in previous videos, but to just from the retro
Yes,
point of
please.
view, yeah,
Yes.
we will have a file, and that file will contain two streams, audio stream
Mm-hmm.
and video stream. So this particular
Mm-hmm.
process is called demuxing, and
Okay.
after demuxing we will just pick the audio stream,
Okay.
and then this audio stream we will decode that audio stream first. Okay,
Okay.
and after
Okay.
decoding we will encode that audio stream with the kind of format we need, like
Yes.
MP3, and
Yes.
then after encoding we will just simply write it to the container.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah,
So coming to the next one. So yeah,
yeah,
this
yeah, I
is the
think this is where actually all the hardships will be there, Rishi.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, you go ahead and do what
So
you.
coming to the front end,
Mm-hmm.
like there are vast of technologies to choose for UI development.
Mm.
So why I choose React Native is,
Yeah,
React Native
that is
targets.
actually interesting question. Even I have the same. Why you actually there are Angular JS is there, Cordova is
Yes,
there,
yes.
React is there. So why you speak what kind of challenge? I mean, yeah, maybe in a crisp way. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So coming to the question what you asked and the choices what you threw it on me.
Mm-hmm.
You told me like AngularJS, right?
Okay.
So basically, AngularJS we use that only to develop the front end part. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So in React Native we don't have AngularJS support, but to be precise, AngularJS will be used in front end development.
Okay.
Okay,
If you have only
so
front end, there is no much of back end.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
so but it does not convert that UI elements to mobile native elements. So we cannot use that Angular
Mm-hmm.
specifically only Angular to the mobile development.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and but we can use Angular to create mobile apps with the help of Cordova.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so Cordova is also something similar to React Native,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
where you can write the front end using the web technologies,
Mm-hmm.
and those web technologies will be like rendered and will be converted using the Cordova, and they'll display in the mobile app as native elements. So the conversion process is done by the Cordova, the between layer.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great.
So, but coming to the question back again, so we had Cordova, PhoneGap, and Flutter, React Native, and all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there are many other options.
Mm.
So Cordova, I have used in the previous project. If you remember, our first
Yeah.
project,
In the Axie,
meeting,
we have
Micro,
used, yeah,
no,
Maiga.
yes,
Ah.
in Micro Studio, the
Correct.
initial version of this
Correct.
meeting,
Correct. It
Multimagix.
is with Cordova, right? Correct.
Yes, it is with Cordova, and you know, while working on that, I believe that we don't have that kind of
Platform.
easiness in using the technology.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, like for everything, like if you want to integrate the C or C++ in the JNA layer or Objective C wrapper,
Mm-hmm.
we need to do that manually.
Okay. Okay.
And
So what I am getting is like the reason you went for React is like you want some kind of technology where it is feasible and
yes,
it's all like independent modules are there and it is when you're doing it for other platforms it automatically adjusts to it and then
yes,
that
yes,
all other flexibilities it has,
yes,
whereas other technology
and
is there but it's not bit consistent. Yeah,
exactly.
I
So
got it.
coming to React Native, it gives us easiness in such a way that we can do our development very fastly and efficiently.
Hmm.
So that is why I picked up React
So
Native.
so after identifying this is so how did you start actually? What challenges you face
Yeah,
this React
that
using
is
this?
the main thing. I am not familiar with React either.
Okay.
I'm not even familiar with React
Yeah,
Native.
so you have
Not
gone through
even-
the basics. Okay.
Yes, I.
Yeah,
Everyone should start with
yeah, I
something.
know. I know
So I started with
it
basics of React Native.
is a pain point for everyone. First step, starting step, even though how much it is, how much big or small,
Yes,
it is a very it actually it's a very big step. So it's good that you have
yes,
overcome this particular phase where you understood
yes,
what is React and you picked the basics of the React. That is good. But
yes.
that is only one part. Then how did you come up? How this UI should look like? What thought process went in for you?
Okay, okay.
Uh, uh,
So if you observe, like in the version one of our Android app,
mm-hmm,
there is only a single button and there is a
mm-hmm.
background
Okay.
image.
Yeah.
So that is where I started like understanding the basics of React Native. While doing that part, I built it that. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
Later, like that is not a cool UI and people cannot interact a lot.
mm-hmm.
So that is why I did some research on how these kind of multimedia apps looks like.
Okay. Great. Great.
Okay,
Mm-hmm,
and there are many other websites also where we
mm-hmm,
can do this conversion process and all.
mm-hmm,
Uh, for a Yeah, by taking those as references and by keeping all the like
mm-hmm. Yeah. So
use
have
cases in mind,
you have
then we came up with this UI design.
okay. Okay. It looks
Yes,
like you have did some research on how
yes,
different apps looks in the
yes,
media section, and you come up with your own design, which
yes,
appeals
exactly.
for all the users, at least for
Yes,
time being.
and
Yeah.
that is a uh, that is just a single part. The second part is, we have many future plans and we have many other
Yeah. Right. Right.
features which are coming in front.
I
So by keeping, we should also keep them in mind, and we need to develop a UI in a generic way. So that's why we came up with this
I
UI
got
design
your point.
initially. Later, it will be molded again.
So whatever you have learned on that basis, you try to keep design in those perspective. It
Yes,
is not like something which you don't know and you want design in that way. It is
no,
not like whatever concepts, whatever basics you have covered in the React, you
yes,
took it as a challenge and you come up with the design in that perspective. That is good.
yes,
That is
yes,
good. So
yes.
your approach is very
And
nice.
another hardship is like,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
React Native library is
correct,
nothing
correct.
but,
Hmm.
yeah, I think you also experience the same challenge.
Yeah, I
We
think
both
yeah, in the
have it.
backend we need lot of FFmpeg libraries,
Yes, yes,
H264 libraries, MP3 libraries, lot of libraries, lot of dependencies are missing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, yeah. So it is
Okay,
something similar to that. Okay.
coming to this, like I on the point four, like I told that identifying the React Native libraries for accessing native features,
Mm-hmm.
that means we
Mm-hmm.
like we are building our project itself as a library, right? Before,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so in the same way, there are many React Native libraries,
Mm-hmm.
to access the native features. Like if you want to pick a file from the
Okay.
device,
Mm-hmm.
we need to use a React Native library.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
called as React Native Image Picker and React Native Device Picker and all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if I install one library,
Mm-hmm.
that is working for Android, but that is not working for iOS. Sometimes some libraries,
Oh,
specifying
okay.
about everything.
It means one library support is there only specific platform,
Yes, the support.
and the same version of the library or library itself is not supporting the iOS
Yes,
platform or
yes,
Ubuntu.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
There,
Okay.
they might support, but there are many some. There are
Challenges.
some challenges. You need to
Okay.
fix up the Gradle versions and all,
Okay.
SDK versions and all.
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
change them.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and there I felt that is too challenging. That is too challenging.
Yeah, yeah, I remember like yeah, while installing
You,
the React, you need Node, NPM, Node.js, and you
yes,
need this
yes,
Java, and then you also need this Gradle, Android. So a lot of stack is there, and the versions and the compatibility issues. So figuring
yes,
out all those things, it's like it's nightmare for you also. And I was
yes, yes,
in that process bits and pieces, but yeah.
yes,
That is the first and foremost. Yeah, yeah, viewers. I think identifying the right technologies, identifying the right versions, identifying the right libraries, identifying
yes,
the perfect build tools, environment.
yes,
So this is nothing is there in the beginning. Everything we
yes,
did it from the scratch, and we
yes,
as a team we collectively did this. And of course, Rushi played a very key role in identifying all these things and made life bit easy for us actually.
yes.
Yeah.
And coming to the MFC part, like
Mm-hmm.
Funny did some Funny learn some basics of MFC
Yes, yes, yes.
to
As
just to know that how the backend is working. So
correct, correct.
let me tell you a funny.
I
Uh,
got your point. He's gonna kind of mock me now, so yours, please.
no, 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 no. Funny
Okay.
used to build the backend,
Uh,
and he'll create an MFC application
correct,
and to
correct.
give me the demo. Like if
Yeah,
you my backend has to be integrated in this way.
correct, correct.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
need to come up with front end design to show that how the front end and the back end is getting integrated. So
Yeah.
that's why he started learning MFC, and
Yes, yes, yes.
he'll come up
So
with
this
some
is
things.
this MFC, yeah, as Rusi mentioned, yeah, this is from fun point of view, this is one angle, and the other is like
Yes.
some integration point of view. See, this is the first time me most of the time in my career, and I was in the back end, and I had never
Yes.
been to front end. Here and there I was, but if I'm giving a back end code to a front end developer, at
Yes.
least I should do some kind of level of unit testing with an existing UI, ensuring
Yes.
that flow at least from parameters to the backend it is coming smoothly or not.
Yes. Yes. That
S-
actually helped funny.
yeah, that actually also helped me Rushi also to integrate into Android platform very easily. So we don't need
Yes.
we know now what kind of challenges will come during integration. So it's
Yes.
like we overtook. So that MFC widgets, all those things, yeah, some kind of fun and challenge is there over there.
Yes. So coming to the back end, that's Funny's playground. So
Eh,
Funny, you please continue.
no, it's not playground. It's a learning curve only. Yeah. See, as Rishi mentioned, see, first for the back end, once we decided, as everyone know, like we have a little bit basic background. We work for a startup company, pre-startup company in Silicon Valley called Axie. We all contributed there, bit of non-technical, less of very technical. We just picked it. But after making that decision, the first thing we did is we need to build. We want something on an application or a product on a media side, which is heavily which is dependent on third-party libraries, of course. Okay, so the first library which we rely is on FFmpeg. But if you go and kind of dependent on a FFmpeg pre-built libraries, you never know when that version will stop work. If there is any issue, you can't go and fix. If there is a kind of any API you want to change, or if you don't want to, if any something is deprecated, you will get stuck. You don't. So all these kind of things will be coming. So we decided we want to build it from the source, generate our own libraries and our own headers for the FFmpeg.
Yes.
Oh God. So even though in FFmpeg wiki there is a documentation, compiler guide for Ubuntu, compiler guide for Android, and we have gone through all those things, and all first and foremost headache we got is in this getting the dependencies, mp3, libx264 and libopus, libwordbase. Lot of dependencies are there, guys. You need to patiently go
Yes.
install each and every one, and then
Yes.
finally you need to compile the ffmpeg with all those things enabled. And also for Android, there is also one more layer of in the documentation it is mentioned, like Android Studio Maker is there, where we'll be
Yes.
building, and you need to know how to use those scripts. There are a lot of parameters, lot of dependencies also we need to take care. We need to,
Yes.
so all those hardships we have gone through, and finally we are able to build ffmpeg libraries for Ubuntu as well as the Android.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
yeah, of course. And Rishi, you remember, see, after building this, yeah, can you go to the previous slide? Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, after building this initial project, after identifying the libraries, now we are kind of initial project setup. So now the challenging is we have gone through all the things, but while combining them and linking them, the CMake also became a nightmare. You remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the package config files, this like PC files, libraries, headers, all different things are in different places. So writing CMake is also became very challenging. So we also crossed that hurdle. And of
Yes.
course, to start it, once we created a hello world project. Hello world in the sense like we are providing an input file, or we are importing all the headers, and then we are just calling one specific API called AV register all or AV write info. One simple API we call, and we build it, and yeah, successfully after it got built. So now we got some confidence that okay, actually the development setup for the backend is there. So from now
Yes.
we started, me and Rishi also, we participated, we used to discuss, and then whenever I we will like kind of we had any like audio and video basic terminologies. Here terminologies in the layer, see here basic mainly four terminologies are there for audio and video together. One is demuxing, it is called separating streams, and next is decoding. It means whatever stream you have, you need to decode that stream, and after decoding you need to encode that stream again.
Okay.
Okay, and with the required after encoding we need to muxing. Muxing means
Okay.
you kind of join it together, and there is in the, so this is the basic things. So transcoding means converting one format to other. So we use demuxing and muxing again, and one is like kind of remuxing. You don't transcode, but you just demux and then mux it again. So I think for the
Okay.
viewers who are not much into the audio video things, you might find it bit tough to, not tough, at least you might be not relevant to this terminologies, but for this purpose we will be covering all the basics of audio video internals in the upcoming videos that we'll be discussing at the end of it. And of
Yes.
course, identifying the FFmpeg APIs is also it was bit not straightforward. At least a lot of for each purpose, different kind of APIs are there. So to
Yes.
load, to allocate memory, lot of versions allocate context one, context two, context three. So to for which purpose to which API you use, that is also we have gone through. And yeah, for FFmpeg Windows, we tried building our own kind of libraries, but we face some issues with the dependencies. So we kept it aside in the parking. Once we are done with the other major action items, we'll come back and revisit this.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think, I mean, why we are focusing, yeah, now we'll focus on the current system architecture. This will be very interesting. Yeah, Rishi.
Yes. And yep. These are
Wow, it's nice. So I think now we have separated into, right? Different,
yes,
it
we
looks
have
like
our
blocks now.
React Native
Yeah,
application.
it is,
I
yeah.
mean, to be precise, the front end project which has been separated from the plugin
Mm-hmm.
or React Native library,
Mm-hmm.
and the middle box. I mean, the middle block which you are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
and that is the React Native library section.
Okay.
And in the
Uh-huh.
third box at the bottom, if you
Uh-huh.
observe,
Uh-huh.
yes, that is the CPP layer, which is the backend.
Okay. So now React Native application, you have a separate project for the application layer.
Yes, yes, we have separate project for the application layer, but
Uh-huh.
the communication is pretty similar.
Okay. I mean the way they communicate, the flow is the same, but
Yes, the flow is the same,
but the
but
way
the
we
projects have
decouple,
been,
the way we
yes, we
decoupled is
decoupled the
different,
projects.
and this decoupled is plays a key role in the form in the for the kind of maintenance, developing UI,
Exactly.
developing features, all these things. It's or else maintaining in, it's like you are living in a room and you are not organized, and then it's like you
Yes,
don't know where to which one. But
exactly.
you are in a
We want,
single room. If you organize it in different blocks, your room, it is easy to
yes,
survey. Same thing here for the code.
yes.
Yeah.
The like these are like in this architecture, we the main solution and the main easiness what we'll get is the debugging part.
Correct. Correct.
So you will precisely know where is the problem coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Please go on, please.
No, I think we will be also using the this application will be also importing the plugin right here in this architecture, correct, right?
Yes, that
Okay.
is true, funny. Like the React Native library, if we
Uh-huh.
want to use that in our React Native application,
Uh-huh.
we need to we need to import first.
Okay.
We
Okay.
need to import as an npm package.
So where is this plugin project fits here? So I see.
So
So earlier in the we mentioned everything is a plugin
inside the
project
plugin,
inside.
yes,
Now React Native application is like a completely
it
separate
is
project.
decoupled from the plugin project. Like if
So in this project, yeah, I remember you use those and commands and you import that plugin into this
yes, yes,
project, right?
yes,
So
yes,
that's why you mentioned traditional native code for mobile, which is nothing but a plugin kind of thing.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
So let me explain this. The
Yeah.
React Native application,
Mm-hmm.
that is a place where we'll write the whole React Native code,
Mm-hmm.
like the JSX element, the React logic, and all. So that is typically a front end application. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing related to the backend. Okay.
Okay.
And coming to the second block, this is completely the plugin layer. In the first box, if you observe the JavaScript API and the Android Java and the iOS Objective C,
Mm-hmm.
any traditional Android apps or iOS apps
Mm-hmm.
needs to be built with the Java or Kotlin or Objective C and Swift.
Okay.
Okay, so if until and unless if a user or developer want to add the C++ support
Mm-hmm.
to the mobiles, then we have to introduce another layer. In Android, it is JNI, and in
Mm-hmm.
iOS, it is Objective C++ wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you want to build any Android app or iOS app without this C++ support, then
Mm-hmm.
it is enough if you use the React Native application block and the traditional native code for mobile. That is enough. That part is enough.
Okay. Okay.
But for our use case, we need to include the C++ as our backend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is
Mm-hmm.
why we introduce the JNA layer in Android and Objective C++ wrapper in iOS.
Okay. Got it,
Yes,
Rishi. Yeah.
actually, that is the hardship in this architecture.
Yeah, so separating the native application and the plugin instead of
Yes,
single projects to separate projects, and just like in CPP you import the library, you have imported the plugin here into your application. Yeah, so
exactly.
that we don't need
We'll
to
import the plugin to our application,
application. Yes, yeah,
and inside the plugin we have two parts. That is Android native and
correct.
iOS native,
Hmm,
and thereby we have this JNI support and Objective C++ wrapper
correct.
because we need to communicate with the CPP pipe.
Understood. Understood.
Mean,
Yeah.
okay. Coming to the backend part.
Yeah, Rishi. Yeah. I think yeah, you have seen that two-way modular architecture. So now this is like we just the second block we try to make it much more. So when we actually we have gone through a lot of few features which might be doable, which might be easy, not in the easy in the sense like which can easily extendable from the current code. Since we are working part time on this and we want to ensure that the architecture is smoother. I mean, bit easy such that if you want to plug in, like if you want to add any feature, if you want to modify anything, we should not modify much of the code. We just need
Okay.
to either add some extra code, or you completely come up with a new class, something like that. We don't want to keep on modifying the current codes. A lot of maintenance, testing, lot of things comes into picture. So from that point of view, we just came up with simple interface class. And then I think in the re-architecture video, the things I have explained this in a bit lengthy way, but just to quick, this is interface class and media conversion class. And in media conversion class, we'll be having a audio conversion, video conversion, resize, stream and raw data. So it's same, the flow is still the same. From parameters,
Okay.
for will you be receiving from UI console, and translator translates it, and from here it goes to an interface class. It comes to the media suite. Actually, this media suite is nothing but this interface class, and media conversion comes under a media suite. And then this sorry, I'm my bad. So this interface class and media class will be there, and audio conversion, video conversion, resize, stream, all will be separate classes. And the media
Okay.
suite actually will kind of based upon the parameters passed, it calls the corresponding classes. So if you're
Okay.
if you're passing only audio to convert, you are passing parameters to media suite, and that media suite will go ahead and all the way call only audio conversion. If you are
Okay.
doing only video conversion, media suite will all the way go down to only video conversion class and does the video conversion. If you are
Okay.
doing both audio and video, it calls that media conversion class. If you want to only do resize, it just goes and calls the resize class. So that's why it controls which class to call, kind of polymorphism in runtime. Which what is your operation, which class to call, and we don't we, such it is easy actually. So we are not bothering, we are not disturbing the other future. Of course, this is just the idea what we have. There are still more much better ways to handle this, but as I mentioned, we just started with this, and we'll try to come up with much more cleaner and good architecture for both front end and back end in a much efficient way in the later stages of the product.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Rishi.
So I can see that like you are trying to
Mm.
put up a more generic design.
Yes, Rishi. Yes,
So
yes, yeah.
for every new feature, we'll
Correct,
add a
correct.
new class.
For example, if you want compression, you'll just add a compression class. Of course,
Yes.
some
Yes.
duplication will be there, but for now it is at least a bit better. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again challenges, Rishi. What are these
Yeah.
challenges are?
Challenges are everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Challenges
So
are everywhere.
everywhere. So now what
Yes.
challenges we are
Everywhere.
having again?
If I
Okay.
try to write something, then first I'll face the challenge.
Okay.
you know.
So in the second re-architecture, what challenges you faced?
Yes. Like if you can observe that we transitioned our design, like our front end design from version one, version two, version three.
And architecture
So
wise also we have transitioned from single to
yes,
module
from
projects.
single to
Yes, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. So in the version one, if you observe, like there are many drawbacks. It is
Mm-hmm,
not user friendly.
mm-hmm,
In the second version, it is not properly
mm-hmm,
designed. In such a way that our if you observe in the version three of our UI, which
mm-hmm,
I posted in the last, uh,
mm-hmm,
I guess 3 4 days back.
mm-hmm.
In that video, there is a very smooth and very vast flow.
Correct,
If you observe.
correct.
So
Mm-hmm,
there will be a single file
mm-hmm,
in this app.
mm-hmm,
What we will do is we'll play with the file only.
mm-hmm.
If you observe,
Okay, okay, okay.
everything will be converted to the file, and the input is a file, and the output is a file. Everything is related to the file.
Okay, okay, Rishi.
So in the
Yeah.
second version of our UI,
Mm-hmm,
I somehow felt that the handling of the file,
mm-hmm.
I mean the handling of the
Yeah,
file
yeah, I remembered
over the
you are using a
UI.
file which is the file name is coming from that image picker library, not the
Yes, yes,
actual name of the file. So
yes.
because of
The
that we
URI is
faced,
coming from.
yeah, yeah, because of
Uh,
that you faced some issues and you took some time to
yes, yes.
investigate. Yeah, yeah, that is one
So
challenge. Yeah, good, good, good.
like
Mm-hmm.
that is the internals of the file details.
Yeah,
But
okay.
coming to the just what we see, I'm speaking about what we are seeing. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
so
Yeah.
if you speak about the file, like it is going from the tools page to files page and files page to conversion page, and
That
these process on all like the traveling of the file
navigations
out of the home,
flow.
out of
Yeah,
the app. Yes, the navigation flow.
travel selling from
Yes,
one.
that is not as smooth as in the
Correct,
version
correct. Oh, is it?
in version 2. Yes.
Okay, okay,
So
okay,
version 2 has some drawbacks in the navigation of the file.
okay. Yep.
So
Okay,
that's
Rishi.
why
Yeah.
I took that as a drawback for version 2, and we redesigned it in the version 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So coming to the navigation plus, yes, this is the hardest part I faced.
Oh, is
Oh,
it? Okay.
yes, yes. We have almost 4 different types of navigations in React
Mm-hmm.
Native,
Mm-hmm.
which we implemented, and that is also explained in the previous video.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you need to understand where to navigate at what time,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and what is the data you have to send
Mm-hmm.
to the other screen while navigating to it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And coming to the third point,
Mm-hmm.
there are many components and many screens.
Mm.
You need to exactly know how each component is interacting with another component, or the screens, the same with the screens. So the interaction between the components is, to
Understood.
understand that, it is very crucial and it is very
I got
important.
your point. So, I mean, let's say if you have a one particular which renders the box toolbox, or I mean
Yes,
kind of button, and
yes,
one more thing is there which you want to render some kind of radio button.
exactly.
So both should not render at the same time. So
Yes,
how this
exactly.
communication between the components and screens, how this navigation, so
Yes,
everything you are able to beat. I mean crack it. I
yes.
think yeah, that's good.
So the
Okay.
main concern here is like designing the front end part is not about uh,
Just
just styling the things in React.
yeah, it's about
It's all about how
how
each and every component is interacting,
with each other.
and
Hmm.
yes, interacting with each other, and come like how the navigation screens, how the navigation
Okay,
flow
okay.
is for like
I
flowing
think
through the
yeah,
pages.
lot of screen changes are there. I think if
Yes,
you click this
exactly.
button, this view should come. If you click this
Yes,
button, this view should come, and process has
yes,
to go from here. And all those linking between the each steps back end. I mean the
yes.
button functionality, everything is yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
and
okay.
coming to the project structure design and all
Mm-hmm.
inside that for
Mm-hmm.
React Native Frontend,
Mm-hmm.
like as in the backend, if we get a new feature, we'll add a simple class,
Mm-hmm.
right? In
Mm-hmm.
the same way, in the front end also, if we get a new feature, we'll
Mm.
add a simple TypeScript file.
Okay.
We'll simply add a function and we'll design the UI of that function, and that's it. It is done.
Mm-hmm.
So, the modularity and the approach, there won't be a much rework in the front end if we follow in the present project structure and architecture.
Okay. Okay,
So
Rishi.
to
Yeah.
to understand that, to understand that after analyzing a lot, we
Mm-hmm.
came up with this architecture and project structure, which you have seen before. Like we have a front end layer application, front end application layer, and the plugin layer has been decoupled, and the
Mm-hmm.
backend is also decoupled. So,
Okay. Yep.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
all about
Rishi. Yeah.
maintainable project structure. And coming to this plugin integration for front end, as you know, like you know,
Mm.
uh, we, as you know, like plugin has been decoupled from the front end project.
Mm.
So we need to integrate that again.
Mm.
So while integrating that, for now, like now, right now, I'm facing the problem for
Yeah,
iOS.
I just want to stop you, Rishi, here. See, after integrating, that plugin will be the part of one of the node modules, right?
True, that's actually true. That
Yeah.
plugin will be one of the part of the.
It acts like one of the library. It doesn't
Yes, it acts
add
as
up
a one.
to our actual project.
Yes, it will not add
That
to the
understood.
actual project.
Yeah,
It will
yeah.
be in the node modules folder.
Understood, understood. So just
So
want to, yeah.
yes, in our plugin we have the CPP folder or the backend.
Mm.
Integrating that to Android has been done for now.
Mm.
But in iOS we need to add some more configurations and all, which we are trying to
Mm-hmm.
finish up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is one more challenge which we have in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And coming to this R&D of desktop platform,
Mm-hmm.
and that is actually a good news. And I'm telling that upfront.
Mm-hmm.
No, we use the Electron as our front-end technology for
Mm-hmm.
developing desktop platform.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and we did some R&D, and we also finalized that we need to use Electron.
Mm-hmm.
And inside Electron, we need to use React.
Okay, okay. So you
Okay.
also kind of what is coming in the future, you kind of did some R&D
Yes.
on these
Yes.
desktop platforms and all those things. Like I mean for
Yes.
Ubuntu and Windows, what kind of
Yes.
React plus Electron going for that for
Yes. React
desktops.
plus Electron.
Okay,
Yes, for
that's
desktop.
great. That's
And
great.
for
Yeah,
mobile, we have React Native.
got it, got it,
Yes.
got it.
Yeah. You please take over about the backend.
Yeah, Rishi, yeah. Thank you. I think you have, yeah, that's a wonderful effort from your side. Like,
Thank you.
I think
Thank
I hear a lot
you.
of things like React Native library, and then three sets, and then
Even
the
I'll be confused. Like
yeah, okay,
sometimes instead of
yeah,
React Native, I'll use React. Uh,
correct, yeah.
instead of
So,
React Native library, I'll use the name plugin because
correct,
we worked in Cordova before. We were
right,
using
right,
that
right.
technology.
Mm-hmm,
There
mm-hmm.
we used to use this term React Native library as plugin. That's why we'll be keep on saying plugin. So please excuse us, guys, if any React Native
Come on,
library developers are
guys
watching
can,
this.
yeah. Yeah, viewers, yeah, Ruchi. Coming to the back end in the second iteration of the architecture, yeah, as you all know, if you are following through the videos, we did some video conversion, like
Yes.
from one format from H264 to H265, we did for Ubuntu desktop
Mhm.
application. So there, the video conversion is not straightforward actually. Since we just have audio conversion, we don't have video conversion. We added that module, so it's like audio is completely different. You just deal with the samples. Here it is, you
Yes.
need to deal with the frames. So you need to collect the frames and you need to read those frames and you need to properly parallel. You need to process those frames. What kind of APIs we need to use. All these things were a bit challenging and sometimes we got in between some crashes and we fixed that and finally we are able to get that video conversion properly for one specific format. For other formats we need to still work on it. And also see the design choices. Yes, as we discussed earlier in the backend architecture, yeah, that's polymorphic behavior with the, we bought it, and also it is like kind of the decision, I mean the design we are using right now. But there are multiple choices. We can also kind of put everything in one class, or you can do modules like that. But for now we just simply came up with the multiple classes for each functionality. Of course, for all
Yes.
this multiple functionality there will be a base class and will be inherit those behaviors for this derived class also. So which all these features will have commonality. That commonality will be in the base, and whatever delta is there, that will be in the derived.
Okay.
Okay, so that we came up, it is yeah. And then of course, what features we need to work on, so those are also we have. There are a lot of things in ffmpeg to play around with. You have seen in the previous video we have gone explained the ffmpeg command lines, how to use it. And also recently we came with one dependency like that Android Studio Maker. If you're trying to use it, if you want to, if you are trying to convert from one version from H264 to H265, it is not converting. The reason is the Android libraries which we generated doesn't have a H265 dependencies. It is built
Okay.
without H265 dependencies, and is building H265 for Android is not straightforward actually. We are currently working on it actually. This is like this challenge is yet to be resolved. This is and also at the end we also gone through basics of the audio. I mean, we already mentioned like what is sampling theorem, Nyquist theorem. We understood that, but for viewers also we will be explaining that in the coming videos. Okay. Yeah, Rushi, I think we can move on. Future. What is this future system architecture of Multimagix product? Okay. So the future is here. So now you have seen two versions of architecture. One is monolithic and one is modular. And now this is the modular much more clean. Future.
Yes.
This is the future. Okay. Go ahead,
Yes,
Rishi.
there is the future of multi-language
Let's
programming.
jump into the future. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Controller. So I'm seeing
Yes.
a new called controller and I'm seeing a new one called Electron desktop application and I'm seeing macOS, Ubuntu, Windows, iOS. Yeah, go ahead, Rishi.
So coming to this, as you guys have been watching that we are building our front end using the React Native application,
Mm-hmm.
and also I told you that we are going to use Electron for our to build the front end for desktop application,
Mm-hmm.
and in the previous slide.
Mm-hmm.
So the the main motive for our product is
Mm-hmm.
we need to have a single source, single code base,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
right? So, coming to this, the React Native application and the Electron desktop application, they
Mm-hmm.
both will have some common files,
Okay.
and we will create in such a way that they both should get a common files. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
we'll design in such a way, and those
Mm-hmm.
that mapping and all will be
Mm-hmm.
done using the Multimagix controller.
Mm-hmm.
Through Multimagix controller, we'll decide which JavaScript API to call for which platform.
Okay.
Mostly the JavaScript API for all platforms will be the same,
Mm-hmm.
but will control in the top layer, in the top layer, for which platform we are going to build our project,
Mm-hmm.
and which API should call and which native function should be called and all.
Mm-hmm. So that
Okay.
JavaScript will be different for different platforms.
The JavaScript API will be the same for all platforms.
But which version? Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so to put it in
Okay,
a
which API to call, you will be controlling it from the Multimagix controller. Correct, right?
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
So if let me put it this way, funny,
Mm-hmm.
React Native application and Electron desktop application, if
Oh,
you build
mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
we'll keep some platform checks in such a way that if you build in macOS X
Okay,
environment,
understood, understood, understood.
it will build
Uh-huh.
the macOS X app only, and
Mm-hmm.
that checks and all will be done using the multi-magis control.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
suppose if you are building for Mac, assume that if you are building for iOS, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what multi-magic controller does is
Mm-hmm.
it will go through all the React Native application code and Electron desktop application code,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it will pick up whatever the logic which is necessary for iOS,
Mm-hmm.
and it will build to that iOS platform.
Okay, okay. So this is like
Okay.
more you are providing more intelligence to the controller. You are controlling kind of what kind
Yes.
of how you want to behave it rather than
Yes.
giving the entire control to the low level. You are controlling it from
Yes.
the high level. Like
Yes.
kind of more of abstraction thing you are doing here.
Yes.
Not
So
abstraction, but a little kind of controlling.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. So multi-magis controller is totally responsible for
Mm-hmm.
to our building our app to to their respective platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct,
that is
correct.
where but the JavaScript API and the like what you're saying Android, iOS,
Mm-hmm.
macOS, Ubuntu, and Windows.
Mm-hmm.
These the third block and the fourth block, that is the JavaScript API and the platforms, will be in the plugin layer itself.
Okay. Yeah, Rishi. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's how it will go. Like if suppose if user call the convert video functionality from the
Mm-hmm.
like, convert video functionality,
Mm-hmm.
then it will call the convert video API in the JavaScript API. Thereby, JavaScript API will navigate to the respective platform.
Mm-hmm.
And in the suppose if we take example as Android, it will
Mm-hmm.
go to the Java layer first from
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript API,
Mm-hmm.
and from Java it will go to the JNA layer because our
Mm-hmm.
backend and the whole conversion process is in CPP.
Mm-hmm.
That's why from JNA layer it will go to the CPP and it will revert back again to the front end.
Okay, Rishi. Yeah,
Like that,
that's
we need some research for Android and iOS, but we need to do some research for macOS, Ubuntu, and Windows,
yeah.
which will be done soon. And once it is done, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it is actually in our action items. Like we need to target on desktop platforms. We need to find out what is their
Yeah,
like
yeah, sir.
what are their technologies and the
So,
backend
so
we
this
need.
architecture will kind of give us a flexibility. If you change anything in the front end or if you change anything in the back end, it will be much more easy to put that into multiple platforms in much more easy and simple
Yes,
way, at least in an efficient way. Of course, few
yes. You
changes
know
are needed. Yeah.
the main benefit of this architecture and the previous architecture is if you need to do the development only at
Once.
once,
Mm-hmm.
the front end part will be developed and the back end part will be developed parallelly.
Yes, correct. True,
The
true.
layers which are between the,
Front
I
end.
mean, the JavaScript API
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the platforms layer will be developed only once.
Right, right. I got your point.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we have any new feature, then only we'll touch those files. Else we
Mm-hmm.
won't touch them.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yes.
platform support will be added once and rest will be controlled from the top.
Top
Okay.
and the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great, Rishi.
Yes.
Yeah, I think yeah, we are transitioning very fast. Wow, we came
Yes.
to the end of this
Actually,
video actually.
yeah,
So
very
yeah,
fast.
just a quick feedback. I think a lot of things have been put forward in this video. So we
Yes.
have shown how we progressed from very simple UI to the one which is much simple for the users to control it using this navigators, and then in the back end how we progressed from adding new features in a much
Yes.
more clean and at least to an extent reasonable architecture. And also we have segregated the projects and we are going for multiple platforms, and we are constantly uploading the videos. And then with a small team we proudly say like we are in a stage where we will be definitely make it big someday. And then
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
we need your support and feedback for that. And on that note, we'll quickly discuss the next action items.
Yes.
And Roshi will be taking care of this elevate progress, whatever we did so far. He will be doing it for iOS, macOS, Ubuntu, and Windows, as it discussed Electron desktop, and then this identifying the platform specific code and what are the changes he will be doing it. And me, I will be focusing on I will be sharing, putting some 5 to 10 videos where we will be covering in a layman terms what is audio, what is video, how to see it from the perspective of a programming. How do you load a audio sample into a data structure? How do you load a video frame? What are those data structures and how do you visualize it? What are the different things that comes in there? So all I will be showing in a much more simple and clean way. Okay.
That's how anyone who are into media field,
Yeah,
they
they
can
can.
understand how to
Yeah,
play with audio and video using this FFmpeg and any other technology which they wanted to do.
yeah, Rushi. Yeah.
Yes,
So I
that will
think
help our audience actually.
yes, Rushi.
Till
Yeah,
now, we have been explaining everything related to our product and all.
yeah, yeah. I
As
think
we
mm,
said in the initially that we are sharing our journey. That's what
yes,
we
yes.
are doing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now we are trying to give some
Yeah,
support for
so these
audience
are
because
these
they are
are
supporting
these
us.
these kind of covering the internals also serves purpose for us also, not
Yes,
only for the viewers, because as you mentioned we are trying to build more features like compression, and then
yes, yes,
cropping, and then watermarking, and then from images to video. So as more future rich we need to be, we need to ensure we gain that depth, right?
yes,
So
exactly.
we kind of catering it to the viewers and also learning myself. So both will be
Yes,
served, and then yeah, and also it is easy for us for us and for the viewers who are also following our journey, and they can understand all these videos in a much more efficient and a better way.
yes, yes,
Yeah, Rushi, I think
yeah.
we have
I
done a
guess
pretty good job in this video. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Tha-
And
yeah, Rushi, please.
please go on, Funny.
No, no. Yeah, I'm telling, yeah, thank you all the viewers again. And then, yeah, we'll come up with a very interesting video. Rushi, you have something to say?
As of now, no. I
Yeah,
really wanted to say thanks
okay.
for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
our subscribers numbers has also been increased.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
that is
totally amazing.
interesting. I
I just
think I know who I mean, yeah, I think we are getting some kind of craze, guys. Not craze, at least some kind of a good lead where which is giving us much more confidence, and it is giving us, it is generating our that hunger and interest inside us to be more
yes,
I mean like develop more and give good products like this. Yeah, yeah, on
yes.
that note we're signing off for the day. Thank you. Bye.